What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode in our Sacramento Miners Relocation Fantasy Draft Franchise. We just got done doing the offseason, and we are now in the preseason. Going to be going up against the Niners, the Panthers, and the Giants in some pretty important games, actually, because we are going to be deciding who will be the starting lineup for Week 1 against the Panthers, ironically enough. We have a lot of new names and a lot of questionable pieces. Guys like, Sneak got to Superstar. You would almost assume he's a lock to start, whereas Benito got to star, and he was the best pass rusher we had last season, yet we drafted a guy named Thorne, who is basically just as good as him, yet 3 years younger, and maybe even higher dev. It's a tough decision, but of course, if you guys wanted to see the offseason, you didn't watch that, check that out. Maybe it'll be in the description. It'll definitely be at the end of the video, but that's a link that might be too late. But yeah, last episode would be that. And this is what the team looks like. We're playing a nighttime game to start it out, which is kind of fun. We did add a couple of new names as well. Stafford is now the backup. He's not great, but if we had an injury to Fisher, we could definitely win games with Stafford. And if no one's going to sign him, I would love to have a mentor. I believe he has mentor. Yeah, he has mentor. And I love a guy that, knows how to win. He's obviously won a Super Bowl, so maybe he can show the way for Fisher, or if he has to come in for injury, I feel good with him. Offensive line, we got some potential with the interior. Jackson's the lowest overall. His potential isn't the greatest, but he did play like one of the best linemen last year, technically speaking. Maybe should have done something better there. Maybe go over Jedrick Wills or something like that. But wide receivers, Kennedy, the new X Factor, had a great season, Rookie of the Year. Dunn was solid. And then the new speedy wide receiver, Travis Jackson. I mean, he is just blazing fast. We don't know what that dev is, but all the traits you care for as well. I mean, he is literally a goon. It'd be insane if he was Superstar as well, but I don't know if he is or not. Kennedy with those upgrades, so let's do something here. Let's get these upgrades going. Short route, release, medium, those are kind of the main focuses, so probably going to try a slot to start her out, see what we got. Now an 80 overall might open up some ability windows as well. 2 to catch in traffic, which is nice. Medium route, short route, that's not bad. I think we're going to go with slot again here, and he's now an 81 overall. 5 upgrade points, 1 to excel, which is nice, 1 to catching, 1 to medium, and 1 to short. The medium and short route running, that's the kind of stuff we're trying to get going, specifically medium, so I think that's going to be what we focus on going forward. Any slot upgrades unlock, short out elite. I'd prefer that to be a deep out elite. What is it, with less than 10? Yeah, I need like mid out elite if they have one like that. Because, I mean, we run a lot of 10 to 15-yard out routes and short stuff, but short outs, out routes are technically his best thing, so that is fair to do. Did Dunn get to 80 overall? He's 82, so he might actually have a potential to have better. I think he has short in elite, though, so there's not really much more that fits what he does than that, and it is the best ability he can get at this point in time. What about Mr. Bryce Cody? He's an 81 overall now. He probably had a pretty crap ability before this, right? Recuperation, he can now get, is it mid? Short out elite. That doesn't really fit what he does. I actually think it's more realistic for him to get bulldozer, if anything. If it was mid in or short in elite, maybe, but we do not really, we actually do, maybe not short out, but deep outs. Short out just doesn't make sense. Even though it's the best ability there, it's not really what he does. So that's the rechange of the offense. I guess we can take a look at Luke Hanks. I don't think he'll have anything unspun. That's literally the only ability he has. Okay, fair enough. No spin moves on that young man. And then defensively, we have Snead with 2 upgrades, which could get him some sort of pass rushing ability. So let's do that real quick. Power move 1. Which gets him 2 to power move. We love to see that. 80 overall now with another upgrade. Come on, give me another 2. That's okay. Plus 3 out of 2 upgrades. Puts him at 83. Pretty viable. See if he actually maybe has himself a season now. And I don't know what the best one is. Defensive rally. Defenders with this ability will grant a bonus pass rush point to all defensive linemen on any 3rd or 4th down. That sounds insane. I don't know if I would consider Snead a team player, though. I don't know if that's really something I would say. Buy one, get one free after spending. I think this extra credit makes a lot of sense because he's younger. He has more points because he's a younger guy. That, in my opinion, makes more sense, but I think that other one where it helps all the players would probably be more busted. But this is basically the lineup. John Franklin Myers obviously slots to the number 1, even though Mike Morris is great because John Franklin Myers is another beast. I don't know how they let him go to free agency. It costs us a little bit to get him, but totally worth it. Dylan Thorne, the edge rusher, might be the future at this position. He's already 81 block shed, and his finesse move is 79. He is really good already. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to take much for him to take a starting spot. At the worst, great rotation anyways. And let's head in against this 49ers team. First things first, though, let's do the weekly training or weekly strategy. Might have a bunch of upgrades after that, so probably worth taking a look at. Going up against Lamar Jackson and the Niners, I would say inside run probably makes it, actually, maybe not inside run, outside run, because of the sweeps and stuff like that. And then I would assume, want to test out this offensive line by throwing the ball. And we really should focus on getting more focused players, ironically enough, but these are going to be the three guys that make the most sense to me. I think pass rusher makes a lot of sense, running back makes a lot of sense, and then the quarterback's the most important position on the football field. So that's going to be the focus there. Upgrade players, we have a couple here too. It's a long intro, but it is the preseason after all. Center doesn't matter, but Eddie Bishop could get to 80-plus zone coverage after this point, and I think it's pretty much guaranteed, and it will be one zone. Oh, he's already at... I don't know why I thought he was 79. I think I was looking at Allen, maybe, but 88 zone coverage is actually kind of freaky for his overall. And you know what? We are an 82 overall. The Niners obviously have one of the best rosters in the league, so 90 overall seems super crazy, but that's because they actually did draft one of the best teams. They're easily a top 3, maybe even the very highest overall. But 82 overall is vastly improved, and these guys, even though it was a little bit of a disappointment to the end of the season, getting smoked on by your division rivals for the third time, for them to go on to the Super Bowl and win it, it was a miraculous season nonetheless, going from no playoffs to playoffs. Well, basically no playoffs, then playoffs, and almost making it happen after one season. But this team's still hungry. They're still young. Cornerback's going to be a question. We do have some talent now. Alontae Taylor, Garrett Williams. Really wish we would have got that 6'4 corner. We've been really set. But McKenzie showed up as a rookie, went from normal to superstar, had a little bit of a down year last season. Let's see if he can get it back going. Good, bad, good. That would work out for me. It's better than good, bad, bad, obviously. And look at the receivers. Completion percentage, 45.3. 6.8 yards per attempt, 4.4 was that after the catch. 45% is pretty bad, right? And I don't know where get these numbers, actually, to be fair. Like, how does that even make any sense? We're obviously throwing for higher than 45%. Whatever, these guys are slow. Now, I don't know how much of a factor to play in, but they do have an ability that makes our change of direction slower as the game goes on, I believe. So that could play a factor in our development. Oh, nice. In our ability to kind of scout out our talent, see how well they're playing, because change of direction means a lot. So if you're struggling to change direction, you could end up making a whole mistake of a play. And to the outside, we had too many people open. Taylor, nice hit. Aggressiveness from Taylor. Obviously love that from him. 3rd and 1 now. Most corners would have probably given that up. Instead, we have a chance because Alontae made a play. And we're trying to go crazy, and we miss hard on Dalvin. And good team tackle there, but he does get the first down. Made sense that our guys went a little bit hard instead of, containing their angles, because, if you try to outrun him to that spot, he probably gets like a 2 or 3 yards. But if you get crazy, you get lucky, maybe get a hand on him, you get off the field. I think that risk there is worth the chance at the reward, even if we didn't get it. And here goes Bijan Robinson, I believe, joined this team in the off-season. And Bishop completely caught. Luckily, he had to make a juke move on McCullum, as that wasn't preferable. Whereas they're moving down the field pretty nicely early. Pass rush really not looking too much better than last season, but obviously we do get a close of a stop there. It's now 3rd and 2. See if my man can slip one, and he does slip one. Maybe a little bit of a late hit forces the issue. First down nonetheless, but that's a hell of a pass rush move. Running around a little bit, and that's a really good cutback. Change direction, already kind of feeling it a little bit maybe. And defense not looking great. Going with the blitz. And McCollum misses what could have been a pick. How we have seen that so much last season, even though year 1 for him was amazing. Opportunity to pick 6 potentially, and instead they're at the 5. I mean, how are we missing that? I actually don't understand. Like, how is that actually possible to be missing that? Kobe Dean and quick out. on the man coverage, and we get torched. But I will say, honestly, I don't know how fun it'll be to watch, but the majority of this preseason video is probably going to be defense, right? Like, offense, we kind of have our guys, and Nwangwu, maybe the kick return game, punt return game changed a little bit, but, like, who changes on the offense? You know, it's not like Stafford's going to get the starting job. The backup tight ends aren't going to get the starting job. Our freaking Bryce Cody, outside of injuries, is amazing. Wide receivers, Travis maybe gets the number 2 spot over Dunn, but, I mean, one way or another, those 3 are the starting 3, right? Kennedy, obviously, the number 1. Hopefully he doesn't get injured, and then, you know, the rest. It would be nice to see a bunch of, like, sweep plays this season with Travis. He's so quick. Not the greatest route, but Okonkwo catches it and slips the tackle. Kind of pumped his feet super hard on that. And Jackson getting his first chance to maybe show off that speed, maybe a little bit of that route running. And we get absolutely locked. I was just going to take the shot. Nobody was open. Will Anderson with the sack. Kind of got pushed inside quickly, and they were pretty ready for that. Okonkwo, got to give it to him. He is torching. Look at the speed, despite the fact that it was a terrible throw because he was being hit as he was throwing. Our backup tight end game is literally second to none. And that's a tough one for Kennedy. Holds on. Really good throw, really good possession, type aggressive catch. See that speed. Pretty fast to me. Slips to the first. Yeah, on offense, that really is the only kind of question mark is, you know, does Jackson steal the number 2 spot done in the slot? Because he's a little bit shiftier but slower. The deep ball game with Jackson on the outside as the boundary corner or wide receiver would be maybe a little bit better. Oh, my. Try to set the feet, didn't happen. That should have been a touchdown. That is a missed opportunity if I've ever seen it. We got backups in already, or is it just that route was so long from Kennedy? That's a tough one, and it's going to be picked off as the ball was awful. He was open enough. I mean, he has the face catch ability there, and the throw is just so bad. I mean, you just lead him inside. I mean, the only guy that can make a play on this ball is this guy. The other guys, at best, swat it, and it's just terribly thrown. Pressure to get there a little bit, but once again, it's not really the offensive line. It's just lacking of getting open, really. The guys are kind of winning off the press. The guys being not our guys, obviously. And we smoke it, and that's going to be a safety. There you go, defense, taking an opportunity and running with it. Let's go. Barely got that one. Jelani, the big man, is in for the score. The big 6'7" monster. Stepping all over the DB that tried to stop him. 3 tight end set is unstoppable here. We're seeing a little bit of a difference now. Thorne is now in. Darnold's in. Thorne with the swim. Can't really get it, but he did get a push. And on the other side, Will McDonald had a sack. 24 yards. Gown. And Thorne slips a little bit. Williams, get up there. What are we doing? He's going to damn near get the first down. Snow try to cut inside, and good teamwork, but that will be inches, actually. Brian Edwards, the former starting caliber wide receiver, injured, and this ball is going to be punted. A lot of speed at wide receiver. Escobar, who we actually do like a lot. Let's go Russell, though. And that ball took a little while to get there. I'm going to be honest, for a Matthew Stafford throw power ball, that ball kind of sailed. Leo Chanel blitzing in the spot. Rollins, who's actually a pretty good prime player himself, to maybe take a starting job as we over pursue and miss hard. Cross doesn't even get him. One-on-one, Taylor, stiff arm to the 6. It is backups versus backups, but at the same time, Bijan Robinson is not their backup. So, say what you will about that, but you know, they do have a lot of good starting caliber players out here still, and that is going to be a sweep-type play. Cuts it inside, and never going to power over Chanel on that. So far, can't say I've seen much from Benito's. Can't say I've seen much from Thorne. Although Thorne does a really good job here, but it doesn't matter as Bijan just runs it in easily. And the Niners are on top by a bit more. The team actually does drive down and get the score, and I think they got a interception. Oh, Lord, the running back is so open. And I think they got an interception, and nice hit from behind. Get up, Morris. Oh, my God. Oh, look at Morris. Oh, running Darnold. Touchdown, Morris. Wow, what an electrifying play. Will McDonald is showing up here in preseason, looking like a pro amongst boys. Coming in from behind, hustling on a play that he really shouldn't even need to. Slamming him in the back, not expecting it, and the pure force just knocks it out. And of course, Alberto's fast, but I don't know if he's as shifty as a Conquo. Him running the fake. I mean, not the greatest, but to the 6-7, I mean, there's potential there. Gotta say, man, Will McDonald, dude, he's been showing up a little bit. Oh, get up there, Taylor. What are you doing? Thorn. I mean, he's got a good strong arm. I'm going to call a timeout here, see if the AI wants to try and do something with it. But he's got a good strong arm, but trying to force that. Ooh, Jackson's in as the return man. He's going to be so sick because he's so fast, but he cannot be the return man, dude. He is not someone we can lose to injury. Look at the speed. Oh, my. I mean, he's literally flying. Like, that is pure speed. Like, what do you do with that? Like, that's just, I mean, that's insane. Speaking of pure speed. Oh, now that's a nice release. Oh, on the money, and Warner just can't hold on. What a throw. That release was nice. I don't know what happened to that other one, but that release was good. He just let that one go. We waited for the better one. Conquo. Nice. Call timeout. But yeah, this is probably the smallest starting lineup you could actually ask for. Like, this is a group of tiny men. He's not really open. That's a force and a half. Just threw it into nothing there. Just trying to force something that wasn't there. Nice tackle by Evans, but it'll take us to the second half, and depending on who's out there, could be the end of the first game. Still got the starters. I think we'll do one more drive with this group, and a lot of these guys are backup DBs and linebackers. Rollins. Ooh, nice blitz. Leo Chanel with a pop. Gains nothing with that kind of open space. That's pretty impressive. Gotta say on that last play, though, especially with the blitz coming from the other side, actually, that makes a lot of sense that Thorn to win his one-on-one because there was no help on him. And I'm telling you, dude, I don't know what it is about this Buckhalter guy, but he is just so elusive. I don't know how they didn't give him a credit for the first down there, but they didn't. And the return man is Jackson again. Oh, my. It's like you can't waste talent like this, but at the same time, you don't want to get him hurt, even though he has great injury. And here goes the speed again. Pushed out of bounds with ease. Did nothing with it. We'll be back on defense. Suppose we'll go one more time. Ran the blitz, and Chanel out there. He's putting in a pretty good showing so far. Chanel at least is showing up. Double teaming Thorn already. He's a rookie, damn it. Oh, good try. Bichon should not be out here still. He is way too good to be starting still. Like, let us live. Relax. See if Thorn can do something with a power move, maybe. He's just getting locked up. Nice tackle by Dean there. I mean, there's starters coming in and out of the lineup. It's obviously Dean's a starter for us, but he shouldn't be in. We've got all the talent in the world and the backups to play him. Play anyone. Will Anderson's not going to... Will McDonald actually is not going to get out there. Will Anderson's on their team. Good tackle by Nisraldine, but a nice gainer for Sam Darnold, who is slow as hell. Let's see Thorn again. Let's see if we can just use pure speed. Oh, no! Can't get over there. Good tackle by Cross. Thorn can't get out there, and there's just nothing happening. Good hit by Taylor. We're going to change the way they're going to behave a little bit on defense. Let's see if they cover better. Thorn. Oh, overran it. Cross! Drop pick, but that's great coverage. We'll say Thorn, you can notice that change of direction is just lacking. Then again, it could just be their ability, but I don't think they're in the zone. And he changed directions pretty decently there. Tackle for a loss. So the other side, let's go with Will McDonald. See the speed, maybe. Can't really make a play with it, and that's just going to be wide open. Overran with Snow as well. A lot of pops to the 21. Thorn dropping into cover. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, there goes Cross! The speed! Pick six, and that's a hell of a way to end the first preseason game. And I got to say, statistically, pretty strong performances, like 38-15 or something ridiculous. Defense kind of clutching up, not allowing any more points, and overall team scoring enough. Put up a lot there, 38-14, not 15. Stafford showing up, showing out. I wonder what he actually finished with. Yeah, I don't know why he's celebrating. Sam Darnold with 3 interceptions, Stafford with 3. Lamar Jackson did pretty well as a starter, and Fisher that interception. Bad throw, unfortunate, but it is what it is. And Zach Evans apparently got injured. That is not good. I did not like these injuries. I kind of want them to happen. Will McDonald, who keep calling Will Anderson, 3 sacks. I don't know what to do with him because, like, he clearly can't be the starter, dude. And I don't know what that injury was, but it doesn't appear to be a lingering injury. It is not. Nice. And with that victory in week 1 of the preseason, we head on to week 2, which is a team we're actually playing in week 1. And I don't know what they've heard, but Nick Bonito on the trade block, they're offering some good signs. They're like, take him back. Antonio Johnson's not a bad trade piece, perhaps, but I think we're pretty happy with what we got. Nick Bonito, I mean, maybe he gets traded off at some point, but it depends on, who plays the best. He had a really good season last year. He got star dev, could go to superstar quickly. You just don't know. So obviously we're going to play it by ear and keep as many edge rushers as we can on the roster. Going up against Jalen Naylor already. I mean, you can't even write this stuff. Like, I didn't know that this is the team we were going to play, but how fitting is it, playing the Panthers, a team that we traded our, kind of longest tenured starter, off to. I mean, the guy that was basically the number 1 wide receiver for a year or two, even though it was technically Burks, Naylor was the guy. But for game 2, the team is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have Jackson at the number 2 spot with Dunn back in his original slot role. And then we're going to be moving Thorne to the starting right end spot. And I'm actually going to move Cross to the starting free safety spot as I liked what I seen, I'll be honest. Here we go, another pretty good nighttime game in Carolina. Home game will be the next week. And then, of course, we do play week 1 against this Panthers team at home. So I guess it's a decent trade-off. Doesn't take much to get a starting job. Oh, gets to play against a superstar, nice. As an edge rusher on this team. And Thorne getting held up. Does bring him down, but still a gain of about 5 as nobody really breaks free. He's got great block shed, too, so should be no excuses for him to get off that block. Club over move is not going to work. Evans drives him, but kind of undersized. Still takes him down cleanly. We have ourselves a penalty, which will be a holding call. Be curious to see who this is against. The left tackle having a hold against Mr. Thorne, in fairness. So that is something significant because obviously that was, basically forced by Thorne. Evans inside. And he's going to fumble. And Thorne had a chance to recover that and dropped it. I don't know who even got him, but he kind of ran into the pile, so it's kind of more on him than it was on our guys making the play. But we'll take any positive play we can get. We're going to bring the whole damn house. And we're finally going to get there with Mr. Garrett Williams, who I got to say may have already lost the slot role to Alontae Taylor. Alontae Taylor's a 1-year deal where, Garrett Williams is a 3-year, pretty sure, but Alontae Taylor, that first game looked sharp. And Smith going to get a little bit of a chance here. Doesn't really outrun anyone too crazy. Escobar, where the hell is my boy? Is Travis Jackson injured? It's supposed to be him at the number 2 spot. Oh my, Kennedy. Oh my, Kennedy beating the press against Lattimore for 57. I never thought I'd see the day, and there he goes. Got a bunch of guys here on the line trying to stop this, what looks to be run game play here. Cross. Oh my God, Cross got freaking crossed up. Good job by Rollins, though, and company. Only gave up 3, despite the fact that we had some pretty significant hits early in there. See if John Franklin, look at the moves, forcing him to run, and picked! McKenzie with the stretch! The amount of straight-up drops he had last season, yet he catches that one. John Franklin Myers forcing the pressure, on the move, Dak. It's not even a bad throw. It's just a crazy closing speed play. And then, of course, the running back just doing nothing either. Nice move by Thorne against a superstar. And almost picked off again. Jackson deep. That'd be interesting. He's fast, but, just because you're fast doesn't mean you just get open automatically every time. Although I'm taking it anyways. That's a pretty good throw. And Jackson holds on to the 28. He didn't really have that much sep, but he had enough. And that was a good play. Kennedy going to the corner of the end zone, maybe. Cody inside. Who's getting burned instantly? Is it just Austin Jackson every play? Done inside. clean. You can see the way he caught that. He knew he had a touchdown on his hands. And that's enough from the offense. Honestly, I think this is the lineup. I think Dunn will still get a lot of burn, and Jackson on that number 2 spot, he's just so good. He could stretch the field more at that spot than if he was in the slot. And I got to say, Thorne hasn't showed much, but either has Benito. Thorne looks pretty good. He looks good enough, right? Like, you know, being able to force a holding call against a superstar, slip off on the underneath on a superstar. He made a couple of plays. You know, they're double teaming him a bit. I got to say, he's looked all right, and that is a screen. Dump down. DT all over that. Double move, and all over it as Taylor knocks it out. So far, they have yet to hit a throw. Dak is struggling. We're going to try to cover number 9 with. Late inside. Might be a late hit, speaking of. Great D, but that probably will be a late hit on someone. I'd say the DB. No, it's a holding again. Is that a left tackle again? The right tackle this time, obviously a decline penalty. Return, speed of the new wide receiver, and the depth of this, you know, defense, pretty crazy. Speed from Smith, not crazy fast, but showed off a little. All right, same players, bit later in this quarter now. Got that double move inside. Oh, and then Bishop just sold. Good tackle by Cross. Crosses look great. Crosses look like the best safety on this team. Bishop just had a pick 6 and didn't go for it. I don't know what that is about. Get everyone lined up a little bit more over the middle, although it does not look like a run now. We'll let Bishop work on his own. Thorne slips it, which could have been a hold. And that edge, gotta say, Thorne looked all right there. Beat the other side for sure. Sneed's a superstar, and he beat him like it was nothing. I'll let Lante Taylor work on his own. And that ball is not going anywhere. Gotta say, Dak Prescott's seeing ghosts out here or something, because so far this has been an immaculate start for the defense. Got that deep zone drop here. That comeback route. I mean, it got a lot of people open. 3-man rush didn't work out. I guess we had brought 4, actually, and we actually forced it anyways. And that did not happen. Oh my, that throw is horrendous. And Austin Jackson forces him to jump over. Jackson, speaking of, missing it. The Jackson selling on the freaking tackle, and Lattimore gets his revenge. With 1 second left, returns it for a touchdown on the pick. Terrible throw. All right, now it's Nick Benito is in. Leo Chanel is the left end, apparently. Got to say, as of right now, oh, good job by Nick Benito, though. As of right now, the slight nod to Thorne. Slight. But that's a really good start from Nick Benito. Once again, I'm going to be factoring in last season's success. Oh, my God, that was a really good move. Inside's open, too. And that as a hold, we'll see, I imagine. Really good moves by the tight end here, but I think it's going to be all for nothing. It will be. Who is it against? Left tackle? The right guard, our former player, Ed Ingram. 3rd and 10 now. This looks like they're just going to be looking for the punt play. As they get some nice blocks inside. Good team effort. Will force the punt. It's crazy, but, like, do you dare bench Von Sneed? Because, like, he's superstar, but he's just not as good as the guys we have. He just isn't. I don't know if it's just power guys suck, but, like, he just isn't as good as Nick Benito or Thorne. Like, he just not. But he has the highest ceiling by far. By a long shot. I don't know why Chanel is still in there, by the way. We got to fix that. Dean to the outside, not going to have it. Oh, Rollins gets beat slightly. It's 89. Is that Donald Parham? Whoever the hell that is, he's cooking. Sneed comes in because his bum ass is doing nothing. Nice club over move, actually, there. Can I switch to somebody in vicinity? Nice. Good club over move. You know, if we had a little bit more time, we would have made a play on it. Let's just be honest. Pass rusher is a hard position play. You like 2 seconds to go after him, and you have to, you know, even though you're getting smoked all day. I will say that club over move is starting to develop a little bit. He kind of cooking with that. And then you got to do it over and over and over again after, you know, the ball is just slightly getting out before you get there. It's probably a lot of pain. The club over move is working, though. Try to go for a spin move for whatever reason. And Winston just gets hammered. And then speaking of Von Sneed, he's injured, so it might be all for nothing. Maybe this isn't a 2-man race at all. Maybe we don't even play the last preseason game because he's injured. I don't know. And I just can't give McDonald a spot. I just can't. Hip pointer. All right, looks like we're playing that extra game after all. That will not be a significant injury, but I will say the injuries from some of these D linemen, it does annoy me. Can't catch them, man. That run game, cooking. All right, last drive, and then we go to that last game. Snead's back in already. There's actually a potential question mark of does Snead, do we try? Oh my lord, he just died on that one. Do we try? What a hit by Chanel. Do we try Thorne and Benito on the same line at the same time, and if it cooks up, that they both get the job instead of one of them getting the job over the other? I mean, it's not a bad problem to have, having too many pass rushers, but we're in a bit of a predicament here. I'm still debating. I like the moves that Thorne puts on, but Benito was our leading sacker last year. He still looks pretty damn good this year, but the ceiling is nowhere near as good, and that throw is way out there. That's tough to cover. We're in the blitz. I will say the safeties look pretty bad too. I think as of right now, Nick Cross has clearly earned himself a starting role, as he was going to clear out to the outside. Nick Benito beat him to it. Morris can't get out there. Will, though, in the end, and crunches him. Yeah, I don't know. This final game is going to be kind of wild. We will win another preseason game, though, so I know preseason means absolutely nothing, and kind of seems like the better you do in preseason, typically the worse your actual regular season goes, but 24-18, a little bit more modest of a score, but a win nonetheless. And let's see what Stafford was like this time. No interceptions. Fisher, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing pretty tame. Is that Evans injured again? Is that a glitch? It might just be glitching out, because there's no way he's actually injured again, right? Sack totals, Franklin Myers is great. Garrett Williams with a sack. No one else. The pass rushers that we've been looking at haven't done anything, sadly. And then Kennedy has just been racking up the upgrade points. In fairness, 5,400 XP per is a good help for that. I don't know how Slot would have helped him win that press against Lattimore, but he didn't. Oh my lord, that's an upgrade. He didn't do that beforehand, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, catching is now at technically 94, but 89 base. He is becoming him. I just don't want him injured. I just hope he stays healthy. Oh, we do actually have a legit injury. I think Evans might be legitimately hurt. Dislocated elbow, 7 weeks. Langwu is picking up the role, it seems, but 3 running backs might not be enough now. Hines, maybe? Ooh, Hines is actually like the perfect Zach Evans replacement. There is a lot of really talented running backs in here. Holy. I don't think there's one for the receiving game specifically that is even close to as good. I think Hines is a clear-cut pickup, and maybe even a kicker turn pickup. Last second, picking up Hines might actually be a significant piece down the line. I mean, hell, he's already the number 1 running back based on overall alone. Here we are going against our final opponent in the New York Giants, team that I was actually looking at a little bit because they actually have a lot of corners that they're not using all of. But I ultimately decided we have what we got. Offense does not change other than Hines at number 2, and Wangwu, once again, more of a kick returner than he is like a running back guy for us. So that's the way I'm looking at that. And then O-line, Austin Jackson has looked pretty bad. He's played against some pretty good players, but he has looked pretty bad in general. Might be looking at a right tackle replacement. Really should have went for someone like Wills or something like that. Hindsight kind of situation. I might just look around and see if there's a team that's willing to trade. I don't know, but Nick Cross, new starting free safety, and once again, Benito and Thorne going to get a chance at it at the same time on the D-line. But like I said, that club over move from Snead was actually looking kind of nice, but let's take a look at what they do. So they like to throw the ball. It seems deep accuracy does actually look like their best, but I think it's preseason, so I don't think they're going to try that too much. And then they're pretty bad against the run, but yeah, let's go run inside. I'm not going to actually play any of the offensive snaps, but, just for the hell of it. Long story short, whether or not Snead's the starter, Benito's the starter, or Thorne's the starter, obviously we're still getting quality D-line play, and they're all kind of getting upgrades anyways, so injury happens. We have people ready to go. Nice upgrade for Mr. Jelani Woods. 3 straight nighttime games, which means we're going to have 0 in the regular season. Obviously, California gets those late-time games in general, but yeah, let's go into the final game where we could finish undefeated. I'm pretty sure last time we played the Giants, we actually did pretty well against their quarterback specifically, but we play defense first, which we like to see because we're trying to test these number 1s out. Not really too worried about the backups. We know we have, depth. We just want to know what we have at the actual front lines. guys that matter the most. So we'll say the corners looked a little bit better in the front lines. Oh, there goes Thorne, and look at Benito on the other side. I'm just saying. And like I said, Snead is the #1 potential guy without a doubt because of that dev. But Thorne's great too, and obviously Benito was the #1 last season. Great defense. And I got to say, Alontae Taylor's been really impressive. Defense coming out swinging early with just base. See, John Franklin Myers has been a little quiet himself. But when we use him, he slips. And that's going to be Bishop playing way too low and getting touched on. Is that Juju Smith-Schuster for 76? That is embarrassing. Like, I don't know why he's still backpedaling. At this point, the backpedal's over. He backpedaled, stopped. He was running over there, and he wasn't covering anyone. Both guys got open. Our offense did nothing, which means we are back out on the D. A lot of DBs in, speaking of. John Franklin Myers, nobody really getting open. Williams getting burned, who definitely lost his #3 spot to Alontae Taylor. That is without a doubt. Seen Alontae in there as well, and I was like, he's not as young. I'm not going for him. And I was like, now it's just like, well, clearly he's the best. So what a play. And I've got to say, Nick Benito, who's not really known for his run-stopping ability, has swarmed the ground game pretty nicely early in this one. I honestly just think no matter what, Nick Benito's a starter like usual. Oh, there goes Nakobe Dean. Of course, they somehow recover it, but Nakobe Dean hitting like he always does. We like it. Cross with the step up, maybe. He's got the speed, but gave up a little bit too much room there. Good help, though, 4th and 1. Traditionally, you would expect this to be a stop, right? So, in my opinion, that counts as the defense winning their matchup. The cross can't beat. Oh, my Lord. Crushed his knee, and that is an insane punt. We are going to test a little drive here. Let's see what we can get quick out, maybe. Nobody's really open, and Jackson will catch it, barely getting through there. Almost lost his head as Dunn was coming up. No RPO action. They're just going to straight up run with the superstar. Yeah, his house easily gets it. 4 yards. He's got it better than us. Based on last season, probably Bills fans, I suppose. It's the first team that comes to mind. They just won the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's not bad. And in behind the defense. Good try by Jackson. A little bit of a hospital pass. TJ Watt's injured. Thankfully, it wasn't our guy. I thought that's who it was. But, no real, not the worst time in the world, but, the coverage is pretty good in general, and that was just taking a long time to develop. Oh, my. Tony Howe showing off some speed. Showing off some patience. Getting a nice gain of about 25. Or some sort of number similar to that. That was kind of fun, cutting back outside and waiting for the blocks and just having enough speed to outrun everybody. And that is just, is that Dexter Lawrence? Who is that? Whoever it is, he's killing it. Didn't quite get us, but gains, he got us. Didn't quite get us in time, but still gains only 8 versus what could have been so much more if he was not there. And it's going to be House stiff-arming. Still going to lose yardage. Gets popped, losing 4. No blocks on a 3-man rush. Good job, guys. Quick outs for Kennedy. Nope, it's going to be underneath. We're going to see what Jackson can turn that into. Just about a first down. They're going to give it to him. Nice speed. Maybe we could have outran to the corner, but I felt like we could get the first down if we just gunned it, and I wasn't wrong. Jackson over top on the play action. It's kind of like a mid-play action, right? Now you got to go to the tight end. And does not catch it. 41 caught up on the play. Kenny with an 8 look. Out route for Okonkwo. The speed, man. He's cooking. Really good catch, too. That was clean. It was a clean play altogether. Let's go back to a similar look. Go back to Okonkwo. Missed the throw. Play action done. Escobar on the comeback. What's the stamina of Jackson, though? Inside. That's a tough one, and it's on the money. Great throw. Great catch. Kennedy for 21. A little bit of a long drive, but it's getting there. A lot of backups in now. And that is a crazy throw. And an amazing catch for Don. What a drive. Beautiful play. All right, we got the big fellas in. We got 5 men coming in with a couple of linebackers potentially helping. And Thorne makes a play, but nobody is on 87, which is Hawkinson in fairness. But Evans, the undersized linebacker with speed, getting burned on that one, sadly. Another run-type look, but we'll see what they actually decide to go with. Oh, that's a nice little throw. It took a while to get that ball in there, but it got there after all. Meredith with the touch. Somebody make a play. Show me you're the guy. Show me you're the one that should be starting. Oh, we came up with some pressure, and he just gives him a chance. McKenzie's all over it, but just slightly beat. From the 25-yard line. Come on, somebody. Nice spin move. Nick Benito. Thorne cutting all the way across the field, coming away with the tackle. That was an effort play. Come with the blitz. Thorne side. Move everyone over. Try to get that spot picked up quickly. And that will be a blitz, but he slips off. Nobody's going to get free. He could just run. Won't, because he has the touchdown. That is pathetic. Tell me it wasn't Alontae Taylor that missed the tackle. It was Bishop. He has been really bad this preseason. I can't lie. All right, let's try Nick Benito this time. Can't get off the line. Nobody can. Bishop gets stiff-armed as he does. Gain of 14. Get in there, somebody. Nick Benito forcing one. Picked by McCollum. Oh, nobody's going to help him. Nice. So apparently the offense, gave up a pick six or threw a pick six or something like that. Because it's 21-17, which is a little bit of a different score. As ETN smoking up to the 39-yard line. Another, 14-yard run. His favorite. All right, Thorne. Make a play. Not going to happen. Does slip off late. Oh, my God. Can we just tackle him, though? They're gaining a billion yards each time. All right, we're struggling. We're struggling to get a stop. It's not great. And the outside, not a great play. They actually lose nothing. They gain 2. I thought that was a loss easily on the play, but I guess not. McKenzie in coverage. Get a little bit of a press going. Oh, my. What are we even doing there? Taylor gets beat slightly, but more just a pass rush issue. A stiff arm to the 1. Holy crap. Please, guys, do better. That is bad. And Snead is now in. Can't even get off the line, and McKenzie with a super late hit. McKenzie playing like normal McKenzie this game. Not looking too promising for the boys in this one. Nick Benito back out there, O-line, and everyone's back to their starting roles. And Nakobe Dean beat quickly. I almost said hard. Almost stripped that out, though. Kind of got a grab on it. It's getting a little painful to play defense out here, not going to lie. Tried to swat. Thought he was going to get there, and wow, we are getting torched out here by, what was that, Rashee Rice? He's killing everybody. How? He can't be that good. There's no way. If he's that good, he'd be a, superstar, which he's clearly not. Oh, we freaking hesitated. The whole D-line is playing like some booty. Who's the starter? Who knows? I like Thorne a lot. Oh, great tackle by freaking Taylor. Thorne, I feel like I can manually break off. You give me a little bit of time, I can get there, whereas Benito is, super hit or miss. He either won't even get an inch or he'll burn instantly. Which kind of, in my opinion, makes it feel like Thorne just needs some time, whereas Benito's, he's boom or bust. Whereas, like I said, Thorne seems like he has the potential to be that guy. He just needs a little bit of time to develop it. And inside, Dean, nice open field. Well, it's a tackle. All right, it's a good tackle. See Alontae Taylor going against Rice this time. Evans going against Hawkinson, who's basically in the pistol. Oh, Lord, getting burned. We covered nicely, and that is to no one. So not going to get a chance to pass rush there. One of their offensive linemen's hurt. 3rd and 8 now from the 37-yard line. I wonder if we have any offensive injuries, because obviously we're letting that, play itself out. Hopefully there's no injuries there. And inside, McKenzie, like I said, nice hit by Cross, who once again, easily the best performer in all of the preseason. I will say Kennedy's been pretty good himself, and Cody's all right. But Nick Cross is, he went from backup to bona fide, easy-to-decide starter. As McCollum and company trying to stop him, but they gain about 5 yet again. Gaining nothing but 5 yards every single play. It's become a problem. I just screwed Thorne up so hard there. And there goes a nice chase down for Tyndall. That'll be a massive loss. 3rd and 19 now after that one. Get out there, Evans. Go back over to Benito. The move did not work. Slip did not work. Bishop doesn't get the hit stick, but knocks him out of bounds for a field goal. Inside of the fourth, the offense does actually put up a score. Snead is now in, and let's see if Snead can do something. As Bishop misses the tackle again, Chanel obviously will not. Snead Thornton on the D-line. You've seen a lot of Benito and Snead, to be fair. And, oh my, Snead just gets smoked. Huge hit by Allen. Speaking of smoked, Jordan Love getting crushed. Resorted to a backup. That was before the hit, of course. As Thorne beats his block shed very easily, but they run away from him. Kai Carradine, it's a receiver, it seems, this time. Pretty cool name, actually. Clever. I like that name. Not really clever, but it's a good name. And that's a nice quick out. Bishop can't really do much about that. That one I ain't going to blame him on. That was just a throw and a half. Doesn't matter what your coverage is. That throw is beating it. Rollins didn't really get much of a chance in preseason. He's played, but hasn't really shown anything crazy. One thing I've noticed is, just like that, speaking of, perfect timing, you just can't get off the block shed. Chanel is good at block shed, not great at coverage. Evans is okay at coverage, okay at block shed. And Rollins just seems bad in general. Outside, it was kind of our job. Nice tackle by Taylor. He's been pretty damn good in this preseason as well. Defense is doing literally nothing for itself now. They recommended a three-man rush, so I will oblige. They're trying to get me to lose the game. Snow with a hit, but doesn't get him down to the 21. Taylor 1-1 on the outside. Let's see what we got. Oh, I left him open. Not as open as that. Allen's in pretty good coverage. Knocks it out, actually. Was going against a tight end, in fairness, but still got the knockout. That's all I can ask for, I guess. Maybe tighter coverage. Thorne chase down, can't get there. Kobe Need and company. I don't know. I think Thorne's a lock for a starter, but with that being said, that means, do you bench Snead as a superstar, or do you bench Benito, who had the most sacks on the team last year? I don't know. And nice tackle by Dean. Will force a fourth down, but it just seems like Thorne's the odd man out, but he has played the best technically. He's had the most success beating his offensive linemen that he's played against, even some superstars. And that's a false start. 4th and 7. They're not going to go for it this time, even though it's preseason. 4th and 6. Let's have a little bit of pride for ourselves. Come on. See if Stafford can get us a first down. Conquo trusting him. And that's an insane catch. Throws a little out there. Maybe could have quick through to Hines and hoped he would outran, but that is a great play. Keeps the drive and game alive, obviously. A lot of noobs in here, if you will. I don't know what that spin is, but it's something. Didn't really like Hines on that play. I tried to pump fake it to him, and they did not fall for it, really. Hines, good cut, but doesn't really get the help from Russell to the 22-yard line. Still trying to hurry up because that clock is going. Hines on the screen pass. Going to have to change the whole thing up, defeating the purpose of a hurry-up, but maybe it'll work. Screen, he's out there. But the blockers aren't. Nice spin. Gains about 7. My man's been known as a bit of a fast man, so let's see. And Escobar showing off some speed. Can't quite get to the edge, but to the 9. Keep out for Mr. Okonkwo. Smith going against a superstar this late in the game. Sweet. And he's been pretty good. Down to the 1. Okonkwo making things happen. Read option with Stafford. Reach for it, and there's no way he didn't get that. Not like in a sense like, wow, he's slow as hell, but just like in a sense that I physically feel like he got that, and there goes Hines, easy catch. He's probably like, yeah, really? Easy? I don't know about that. Celebrating even though we're not winning, but let's see if we can do it. 1:26 left. Doesn't appear we got the 2-point, or the extra, the onside kick. But we will have a chance with a stop here if they let us do it. Got players all over the place here. The Chanel and company gains literally like 17 on the first play. All right, fair enough. Obvious run commit, I suppose. There's not really much more left to try here. Company gets in there, and it will give us a chance if we can make the stop here. I mean, we need like an all-out blitz here because they're going to probably go for this and try to throw it. They're going with the 5 wide in this situation. All right. And wow, Williams gets beat, and that will be the game. Williams gets beat off the line. Can't really do much about that. And they take the shot for 34, get it, and we will lose our first and only preseason game here against the Giants while at home. Remember we talked about how we're better on the road? I mean, this kind of proves a little bit. It's been that type of day for Bishop, that type of preseason for Bishop, really. You know, high potential guy, taking a little bit of time to develop a little bit, but he should be a lot better than what he played there. I mean, it's just, I don't know if it's play rack, awareness, what's the story, but he was bad every single game. I mean, I could not believe how bad he was. But at the same time, what are the options? As Nick Cross is the starting free safety now, who would contest him at strong? Like, Allen wasn't that good. Snow didn't show anything. Like I said, Cross is the starting free safety. That would have been the other option, but we have questions. We have questions. Our guys were far from perfect up front. Still struggling to get pressure. I don't know what else to tell you other than, you know, getting Sweat, which we tried to do and didn't get him. Stafford was pretty good in this one. Tony House was pretty good in this one. Juju Smith-Schuster obviously came out swinging. T.J. Watt did well. No pass rush. That D-line, no sacks at all. But I am curious to see if we had any injuries because we have Evans for a long time right now and could have added to that list. Got a couple upgrade points on top of it as we will play the Panthers next. Let's actually move on to that game just for the hell of it. Cut 8 players. I lied. Let's not do it for the hell of it, but I think Thorne starts, and I think Snead starts, and Benito sits on the backup rotation for right now. I think that's the best call. I think Snead at right end, and then Thorne at left end. I just think Thorne was better than Benito. I think both were better than Snead, but Snead has a higher ceiling, so he probably should start. But other than that, there's not really many other question marks. Linebackers, if someone's seen something I didn't see. Other than that, I mean, I think that position's set as well. Right tackle I would love to replace, but I don't know if there's going to be any options that won't cost us a first-round pick. But at this point, especially if we struggle early, it might be worth that first-round pick. So going to be keeping an eye on the tackle line, the tackle market, if you will, as you do have a guy like Salyer, potentially Leno, just to have like a really good player just to, hold it down at the spot. Maybe Falele is really good at power blocking, I imagine, but can't imagine anywhere else. Voorhees, maybe slide him over to right tackle, same with Bergeron. I don't know, but that's going to be it for preseason. With some interesting games in there, some interesting stats and interesting plays. And let me know what you guys thought. Obviously, next episode will be week 1. It might also be week 2. I was talking about, potentially doing, 2-game episodes, but maybe for the first game, I just leave it as 1, especially if it's a really good one. But obviously, if it's not, then I'll for sure have 2, I would imagine. But yeah, we'll see what happens for the future. If you guys are excited for this team and this season, potentially the very last one of the series, let me know by leaving a like, maybe subscribing if you're not new. Appreciate your continued support a ton. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays for non-Madden content, which, once again, I don't know when I'm going to start up another series over there. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. Other guys come back for next video. But until next video, see